So let's begin. My name is Samuel Lockridge. I'm the Arts Education Director at the Kentucky Arts Council and State Coordinator for the Poetry Out Loud program. And earlier this week, I had the honor of announcing our new Poetry Out Loud 2022 Kentucky State Champion, Lupita Diaz of Kenton County, Kentucky. Lupita is a freshman at Beechwood High School and is on the forensics team, the cross country team, the track team, and is an honor roll student. Did I miss anything, Lupita?
I'm also part of NJHS, but
Awesome. Well, we want to know all of it. That's great.
okay.
So Lupita is going to receive $200 in prize money, and Beechwood High School will receive a $500 stipend for the purchase of poetry books. And she'll also be going on to compete in the virtual national finals later this spring, which is very exciting. So Lupita, how does it feel to be the new Poetry Out Loud state champion?
It feels so great and overwhelming. So many people have supported me, especially my whole ninth grade class of 2025. They've all been saying congratulations, or like upperclassmen. Everyone's just been so happy for me, as I've been so proud of myself making it this far.
Yeah, that's great. We could all see on the video how excited everybody was crowded around you the other day when you won. That was so exciting to see. So the poems that you chose in the competition were Spanglish by Tato Laviera, Diameter by Michelle Y. Burke, and Life in a Love by Robert Browning. Can you tell us why did you choose each of those poems? What was it about them that spoke to you?
Okay, so the first poem, Spanglish, was actually the very first poem I picked for my classroom contest, and then I ended up going to the school contest, but that doesn't matter. The reason why I chose that poem is because growing up, I used to live in like two very different worlds. At home, I would be speaking Spanish with my parents, or at like family events, parties like that. And then when I got to school, I started speaking English, and I just expressed those two different personalities very differently. In the poem I recited, there was this part that went Las Novelas Mexicanas, which is like TV shows, like drama TV shows that I used to watch with my mother. And then it would be like radio rock and roll that I used to blast music with my friends. And then since I had these two different worlds, I still have them. That poem just brought it together into one. And it finally felt like it was me. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this poem. And then for Diameter, which was a deeper poem, I wanted to show to the judges another side of me that like is more darker and deep. And there wasn't much backstory. It was more like if I had someone, because like the poem was about someone like dying, like grief. Like if I had someone that had died, I wouldn't know what to do. And that poem shows like a sense of awkwardness or confusion, like, oh my gosh, this person died. What do I do? And like I felt like that would personally be me. Like you see your friend there standing. And that was just, I really liked that side of confusion that's part of grief. And then the last poem I picked was Life in the Love. And this one's like crazy X or whatever, which I'm not, but it was very like fun and energetic, and I loved that part. I love showing that part of me, and I especially loved when like the mood or the tone changes to like doubtful or rejection, because I felt that way, or numerous of other people felt that way. They're just like, oh, they're backing away. They're feeling doubtful. They're feeling some sort of rejection towards something, like just in general. And that was the reason why I picked all three of those poems.
Yeah, thank you for sharing those. That sounds like some really meaningful personal connections to the poems. That's great. That's what it's about. So what was your process like in preparing for the contest? Did you like how much did you have to practice and things like that?
So first of all, I practiced like the first like classroom contest, I memorized it, like try to keep on memorizing it, like because it was only one poem. And then later on, when I won the school contest, I was like, oh wow, now I have to do 3 poems in a span of a short time. So my forensics and drama teacher, also known as my English teacher, Miss Seaford, she made me present all 3 of my poems in front of like my whole forensics and drama class, like regularly. And she'd be like, oh, can we have 2 people to criticize Lupita, help her? And yeah, I just got a lot of feedback from a lot of people, and they helped me develop that mood and those tones, and when I should do this or when I should do that.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing support system that you have there. That's great. Yeah, so on that note, yeah, are there, you mentioned one, are there any other teachers or classmates or family that you'd like to thank in particular or shout out?
I would love to thank Miss Effie Fugate. She was one of my first speech and drama teachers when I was first introduced to this whole world. And without her, along with Miss Fugate, I would have never been the person I am today. And I would love to give a shout out to 9th grade freshman 7th period English class for supporting me. And obviously everyone who supported me throughout all of this.
Awesome. That's great. Well, I'm sure they are all very proud of you. And I hope you know how excited and proud we at the Kentucky Arts Council are for your victory. And we can't wait to be rooting for you in the national finals. How are you feeling about that? Do you have a game plan or a strategy already going into the nationals?
Right now, it's more of like celebrating, but I think what I'm going to do now is start memorizing it and like trying to understand more of the poem and like the wording, like accuracy, like looking at the rubric and seeing what I have to fix. But overall, I feel pretty overwhelmed, but I am so excited.
Yeah, that's great. Well, definitely take some time to celebrate, enjoy this moment, but just know that we are all very thrilled and supporting you from afar, even though this is all happening virtually this year. We're there with you in spirit, and we're so happy for this victory. So, Lupita Diaz, congratulations, our new Poetry Out Loud 2022 Kentucky State Champion.
Thank you so much.